Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Bougie Style with Sony. It seems like there's a WOMENOSPHERE now, and they're exposing the dark secrets of men manipulating women. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a very interesting video. A group of very handsome men came out to expose dark manipulation tactics that other men use to manipulate women to be obsessed with them, to manipulate women for sex, for money, to stay in toxic relationships. In fact,
Oh, by the way, this was actually sent by one of you guys. I think this was a really interesting video, and you guys wanted me to cover it.
let us get right into this video. Don't forget to leave comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I love you guys.
Things guys say when they're manipulating you into liking them. Oh God, I can't believe I'm exposing this type of stuff. The real players, they're never gonna approach the body's question just because they don't want it to be reversed onto them. And if they find themselves in an emergency situation where the question is reversed onto them, they will tell you around 20-ish because they understand that anything less than 15 sounds extremely unrealistic. Too high is going to make them undesirable. They know that. So they give you an answer that is a little bit on the high side, but not extreme. Number two, he's going to present himself to you in a way that makes it seem like the most enjoyable time he has is being spent at home. What do I mean? He's going to convince you that he likes being at home more than he likes being outside.
This really shows women are going after the Ray Rays, the Pookies, and the Chats. Because the Ray Rays, the Pookies, and the Chats are playing these types of games. Normal guys are not. They can barely even get women. They're not playing women like this.
Truth of the matter is, if he's a pretty boy, if he's a player, and you feel it in your insides if he is.
So they already know that he's a player. He's a fuck boy. But they still want him, and they're still gonna get manipulated by him. That's the truth right there.
He likes being outside. Why does he like being outside? How can he get eyes on him or attention if he's not outside?
That's women.
Number three is really going to hurt my soul to say out loud, but I'm going to say it anyways. He tells you that he doesn't like thirsty girls. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, a girl that's really pressing him, like on his back for it, like just thirsty for it. I'm deep down in his soul, like in the innermost darkest parts, he enjoys that, but he's not going to.
I actually do not enjoy that. Like, yeah, if you're a fuckboy and you want to just fuck around with her emotions so you can get it in her pants whenever you want, sure. But that's a horrible way to go about things.
Tell you that because he wants you to like him. He doesn't want you to think that he's impressed by all these girls chasing after him. He wants to seem too cool for school, but the truth is he's not.
What's your consistent toxic trait?
Man, I do this shit over and over with women, man. Like, get women, get them to like me, and then get them not to like me. Like, find ways to get them to dislike me. And I think that's just so.
Again, Ray Ray's Pookies in the chat. She is actually proving the manosphere correct. The womensphere sucks at their job. They're trying to expose men and all the men that are doing all of these things. You're literally exposing the top 10% of men. You're literally, these are all top tier, top 10% men for sure.
So toxic, bro. Like, I could just leave them alone from the jump. Like, but it's something about me just wanting women. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing else from you. Damn, why am I saying this on the podcast?
I am about to tell you how to make her very obsessed. This is very toxic, man. This is some dark matter stuff, but do not do this to
Again, all good-looking Chad, Tyrones, Pookie, Ray types.
everybody. Don't do this to them eaters, bro. This is high levels of manipulation, so be very careful what you do with this. Number one, you need to treat her just like her father. Said this before, but let's go into depth. Open up every door for her. Don't ever let her pick up a bill. And you need to be someone that she can rely on. That's going to be a key factor in what happens next. Her best friend, the one that she can talk to with everything, you need to replace that. You need to be that type of beacon that she could just rely on. She's gonna vent to you back.
Oh, hell no. Again, if you want to be a fuck boy, that's a good way to go. But if a normal guy was to do this, you're just fucking setting yourself up. I wouldn't want to be her best friend that she confides in every single thing that she wants to talk about. Fuck that.
About everything, because no one understands her like you. Second thing I want you to do after this is leave. Leave everything. No reason, just dip. So when she goes to open up that door again, she'll think about you. She gotta pay for her own meals again? Oh my God! When she actually has to use her credit? Oh my God! Then when she actually breaks down and goes to vent, her best friend's not gonna do the job no more. She's gonna come to you. I know we're not talking anymore, but can we please talk about this? I'm working. I'm telling you, bro, this is just so toxic, man. Man, I hate to explain this. Number 3, the last and final thing, you never compliment her. You never compliment her face or her body. No. If she ever were to say, do I look good? It's cool. I like that color, though. I like those earrings. I'm talking about all these tangible things. Oh, my God.
These tactics are very dark, manipulative tactics that actually get women obsessed with men.
Use this one trick to make any woman chase you. That is to...
See, these are all the fuck boys, the dating coaches, they're not the normal manosphere types. They're not normal guys. Look at this guy. This guy is one of those dating coaches that are fucking dropping pipe everywhere.
Indirectly imply that you have options. Here's the truth. Women want a man that other women want too. This is called a pre-selection. Now, unless you're incredibly handsome like myself, it's going to be pretty hard to signal the fact that you have other options. So try this out. The next time you're out to eat, the next time you're doing something fun and adventurous, don't show who you're with. Instead, just show you doing the activity, or maybe just show the plate of food, and maybe sneak in the other plate too across the table, but never show any hands, never show any body. And if a woman is checking in on you, that'll make her mind wander. Who is this guy with? And their head usually immediately goes to the opposite.
Women are doing this to themselves. If you were checking up on him and he was doing this, it wouldn't have affected you. But you're the ones that are thirsty for these Ray Pookies and Chads.
Sex. Then from there, if they like you, usually they'll reach out or even confront you and ask you, who you with? But remember, only use this strategy for good, because with great power comes great responsibility.
Sure.
The easiest way to manipulate girls is to do the push-pull. It's what casinos do. You win big, you feel good, you lose a lot. You miss the feeling of being in profit. Give her the same emotional roller coaster by giving her tons of positive attention one day, then ghosting her for 2 weeks. That has the same effect as casinos.
Toxic men, users, and abusers, they do have a heart. And you will see that heart the very moments you decide to try to leave that person. You only see that soft, vulnerable side when it's used to manipulate you into staying in a relationship. You only see them break down in tears when they are acting. They are acting because they want to use their emotions to trigger your emotional response to stay back in this relationship. What am I going to do without you? They break down like that, right? And you so used to seeing them mad or strong or stubborn that when you see this moment of vulnerability, they show you their heart when it's time for you to leave.
This is so wrong. Like, women seeing you crying, especially begging over them, doesn't that turn them on or make them want you back? The fuck?
You think you have made progress with them. You be like, wow, I'm finally getting it to him. I've been asking him to be emotional and transparent and tell me how he feels. And in this moment, he's showing me himself. That's an act, boo. He ain't showing you his heart. He's trying to use his heart to manipulate you. And guess what you do? Stay.
Love psychology.
I swear a lot of these are like the Derek Jackson type kind of guys.
How men manipulate women to become obsessed with them. Here are 3 steps that they will take to look out for. Number 1, they search for an easy cooperative component, which is typically somebody very insecure, empathetic, and gullible. Then after they find them, they study them to discover what brings them pain and what brings them pleasure, which upon discovering, they will soon begin creating false narratives, pathological lies, and exaggerated and
I feel like her reactions are so fake. Like she's just making faces in her videos, like just to react and not actually watching the particular video that she's reacting to. At least just me from what I've noticed.
Fabricated stories so they can manipulate them to get them to think that they've been through the exact same thing and are feeling their exact same pain. They will also make sure they dispense enormous amounts of love and care, or will showcase this massive hopelessness in life and severe dependency on that woman to influence responsibility in nurturing, knowing it's in a woman's nature to nurture.
I learned some information today that feels illegal to know. I was talking to one of my guy friends about love bombing, and he goes, well, yeah, that sounds like the penny method. I was like, the penny method? There are methods?
I don't even know any of these terms or methods or things. I don't watch dating coaches. These women are watching dating coaches, it seems, and they're like getting worked by dating coaches. That's why they have to watch dating coaches.
So he starts explaining it to me, and he goes, okay, imagine a girl is a piggy bank, which, interesting analogy, but hear me out. In order to get her interested, obviously at first you have to be feeding her $100 bills. But putting in $100 bills is a lot of work, and you don't always want to be doing that. So eventually you reduce it to 90. Now she's going to feel the decrease in effort, but it's only 10%. So if she tries to bring it up, she's going to sound crazy at this point. Now here's where it gets sick. The next thing you do is you bump it back up to 95. Now instead of feeling like she lost 5,
yes, because people could easily take away 10% of effort and add 5% of effort back. Like, the logic between this sometimes is just so stupid. Like, I can't imagine myself being able to, all right, 100%. Now let's just take it down to 90%. I don't even know what I would not do to bring it down that 10% notch.
which is how she would feel if you went directly from 100 to 95. Suddenly, she feels like she's gained 5. But you are still putting in 5% less effort. Basically, you just keep repeating this cycle and weaning her off your effort until you get to the point where you're giving her pennies and suddenly she's excited to receive a nickel. The idea that men might actually think like this makes me so afraid. Like,
And you act like women don't manipulate men to the nth degree. And you manipulate men for resources. They're manipulating for your body.
is this boy math? Because I don't like it. Anyways, be safe out there, ladies. I think the takeaway message in all of this is that we should never be accepting anything less than $100 bills.
This is what you do. This is exactly what you do when you go over and she's playing games. Ready? Begin.
Well, thank you for showing us how strategic sexual coercion is. You show up with the sole intention of sex, but you don't care how you get it as long as you do. So you not only objectify women, you also prey on them. You manipulate their emotions and get them to care so they're easier to coerce, even though you have no interest in anything that doesn't involve sex. You can't even be bothered to sit there and wait to see if it happens naturally because you're not willing to waste your time if you're not getting laid. Agreeing to watch a movie was not a commitment to be intimate. Just because there is a bed doesn't mean you have permission to use it, and the word no is not an invitation for you to convince her otherwise. You're not even embarrassed about trying to guilt someone into having sex with you over the gallon you put in your gas tank. Listen, buddy, if you can't afford the gas in your car, just say that. But she doesn't have to pay for your time.
Hey, girl. If you can't afford your own dinner, you can't do your own things, and you need me to pay for all that, why do you need that? You should just be able to handle your own business. You're strong and independent. You act like as if women don't heartlessly use men for their resources and go on dates and just use them for foodie calls and have no intention of ever giving them any type of intimacy or any type of a reciprocation. Oh, very similar, is it not?
With her body. She doesn't owe you sex and you have no right to it. You're not entitled to her body and it's not yours.
You're also not entitled to my money. It is also not yours.
So regardless of whether or not you use physical force, you're still a predator, and I wouldn't be bragging about it on the internet.
So guys, some of these manipulation tactics are so dark that I cannot even believe that some men actually reason like this. Some men actually think like this. When I watched this video, the only conclusion that I came to the conclusion that a lot of men, in fact, men view us as prey.
See again? A lot of men. A lot. No, girl. These are literally top 10%, the men that can do this. Most men are not able to do this, and most men can't do this. They're not preying on women.
They are the predators and we are the prey. Regardless of whatever you're doing, have it at the back of your mind that men view us as their prey. Because explain to me, in fact,
Here is one dark manipulation.
There's plenty of men that pedestalize women. There's plenty of simps out there. So what the fuck are you talking about? The simps aren't doing these things. These simps are giving you the money, giving you the access, giving you the time and effort, and you're not giving shit back.
Manipulation tactic that men use on women to make them fall in love. First of all, I do not advise this. I do not advise this. I did not advise this.
I do not advise this.
Nor do I encourage it. However, I am dropping this knowledge to you so you can be very aware and make sure that no one is doing this to you. They will purposefully talk about other attractive women in front of you. They will purposely point out how attractive that woman is who happens to be everything you're not. Influencing thoughts of not being good enough, in turn lowering self-esteem. But here's what they do. Shortly after they just get done fantasizing about this other woman right in front of you, they will in turn start showering you with compliments, just so they can tear you down, so they can be the one to build you back up. Pretty messed up, right? So make sure this isn't happening to you, and if you feel it is, then you didn't tell your man, hey, you better knock it off.
Like, there's a brand of man out there that will date you, that will chase you, that will be the...
Again, he said it. There's a brand of men. There's a select few. There's not all men out there, and most men out there can't do this.
best that he can be for the first 4 to 6 weeks, 3 months, whatever it is, right? And they love confident women like you. And their only intention is just to knock you down while they attempt to make you feel insecure about what you wear, about how you act, or point out your insecurities instead of elevating themselves.
These are definitely all the Jackson, the Derek Jackson types for sure.
Better as a man. To me, that shit's so nasty, but it's honestly a tactic to make you feel as though no one will ever want you or want to be with you based on how you look or how you act, when in reality, he's just afraid that you'll leave for somebody that's just way better than him. So, so he makes you feel as if no one will ever want you but him. So never allow a man to value check you, you know, or check your confidence.
This world isn't kind to you, and it's up to you to protect you because nobody's going to do it like you. But I want to help.
Yeah, a lot of these are like simpy, pandering men.
You discover a few ways on how men could break you down, right? How they can manipulate you emotionally. Like, imagine talking to a guy and then...
Yeah, when these men are actually like directing their conversation to women, all I can think of is Derek Jackson, panderer, simpy motherfuckers. That's all I can think of.
He starts to talk to you about sex. Because he didn't have to whip it out on the first date or nothing like that, but best believe he definitely took notice. There's a group of women out here who will let a man come over for date night and who allow this man to stay the night, who they barely even know. Quick, there are going to be 4 ways that a man's going to try to test you. 1, he's going to try you with words. 2, he's going to love bomb you after the words. 3, he's going to start asking you for favors, right, after the love bomb. And 4, he's going to hit you with a test just to see if you can deal with his inconsistencies. Right? He's going to see if he can call you whenever he wants to. He may tell you, hey, I'm going to call you when I get out of work at 5 p.m. Your phone don't ring till 8 p.m. He's going to try to give you the bare minimum to see if you accept it. And if you accept it, it's no longer on him. It's on you because you know better. Give you the game right quick. Because the quickest way how to stop that is when you see a man think that he can do whatever he want to do, you can say, hey, listen,
That man can do whatever he wants to do because you're thirsty for him. And that's why he's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Play with my time like that. So if you give me your word, then make it your best to stand on it. If you can't, then just let me know. I'm on these coaching calls and I hear it. But even if a man yells at you, you got to tell him, hey, listen, you're not going to talk to me like that. And if it happens again, you ain't got to worry about me. That's how you check that. Stop allowing a man to come in your life, give you less than what you deserve.
Give you less than you deserve? Fuck you, you fucking panderer.
And then claim that like it's the best thing that happened to you. Listen, sometimes the only time that they're going to learn how to appreciate you or listen to you is by losing access to you. So my goal on here is to not make you overthink, but it's to honestly let you know that somebody cares about you.
Like, as a woman, so long as you're living, so long as you're breathing, be very careful, protect yourself, because from this video, it just goes to tell you that men will do and say anything just to get what they want from you, regardless of how dark the manipulation is, regardless of them getting you crazy, getting you obsessed, getting you to a point.
Again, girl, it's only the Ray Rays, the Pookies, the Chats are able to do this. the ones that you fall for, the ones that you are clamoring for, that are thirsty for. Not most men. Hell, not even a lot of men.
To your breaking point, they don't just care until they get what they want. So it's our responsibility to protect ourselves. It's our responsibility to take care of ourselves, because nobody's going to do it. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to do it. I think it's honestly sad that we have to protect ourselves from the very same people who are supposed to protect us. Because honestly, God created men to be the providers, to be the protectors, but it's rather unfortunate that we women have to protect ourselves from the very same people who were meant to be our protectors. So let's get back in.
And you don't think men have to protect ourselves from the people that are supposed to nurture us and take care of us? Like, the same thing gets flipped, girl. And this women's sphere thing is so hilarious to me, because you guys are not going off of logic. You guys are going off of emotions, and the emotions that these videos are instilling into you guys. A lot of these are just fuckboys, and a lot of these guys are just pandering to you guys, saying everything that you guys want to hear.
This is how men manipulate women into having sex with them. It happens in 4 stages. Stage 1, high interest. This is when they're flirting, he's texting her a lot, saying nice things, making her feel special and wanted.
Or he's interested in her and, wants to get to know her, and he's very genuinely wants to do these things.
He's showing that he likes her, and he takes her on this emotional high where she thinks that he could be the one. They have a lot of sexual chemistry, but she holds off on having sex with him because she doesn't want to come across as easy. Stage 2, losing interest. He starts pulling away, so he's texting her less, he's becoming more distant. She's confused because she doesn't know what she did.
She's not giving... So from what you just said, he's not giving her sex, or she's not giving him sex. So most likely she told him this. So yes, after you tell men, I'm celibate, most of them do pull away. It's just normal. Why would I still want to pursue you to the nth degree when you just told me you're celibate and you don't want to sleep with me?
Wrong. She's thinking, is he seeing other girls? Is he losing interest because I held off on having sex with him? At this point, she's desperate to get things back to where they were, even if she might play it cool. Stage 3, the comeback. Out of nowhere, the guy comes back and he's suddenly showing interest in her again, like the first time. Now the girl's on a high again and she's determined to keep him here. She feels like she almost lost him, but because he came back, he must be serious. She's on an emotional high, and at this stage, she finally has sex with him. She thinks that's what she needs to do to keep his interest. Stage 4, the low. At this stage, the guy feels like he's conquered. Maybe he's not as interested as he thought he was. The girl's left hurt and confused as to what...
Yeah, he had sex with you. You were a shitty person. He doesn't have to deal with that anymore because he got what he needed. And you're not worth the squeeze after that. So he's just going to bone out.
She did wrong.
Manipulation tactics used on a healed individual. Now this is method 10, lowering their self-esteem, aka the crouching hyena. Now the key to this is to take their insecurities and make them feel worse about themselves and their overall marketability, therefore lowering their cachet. Now make sure you remember to use this for good, okay guys? Because you want to lower their confidence, okay? You want them to feel like they're lucky to even be talking to you for real. So you need to take shots at their marketability, their lack of skills, anything they're bad at, essentially.
Again, this particular trait right here, very few men have. Very few.
An easy way to do this is making lighthearted jokes at their expense. When you make jokes at these people's expense, you kind of just gotta pile on them conversationally. Even if it's just changing the subject, because you do not want them to dwell on it, okay? Because then they will come to common sense conclusions. If you change the subject, they're just gonna remember immediately how it made them feel, and that's what's gonna stick with them. Now, the other thing is, you don't want to be in a situation where this person notices that you're the one making them insecure, okay? So you gotta combo this with, let's say it, my favorite thing in the world, love bombing. But do not, and I repeat, do not give them direct compliments based on their qualities, okay? We don't want to raise up that self-esteem.
It's like fuckboy 101.
What you want to do is give them compliments that are relative to you. I love spending time with you. I really like getting to know you. Notice?
It's funny. Actually, don't hate on how she's doing this video, because we don't get to see this. We don't get to see these guy panderers or these men coaches talking about how men do these things. It's just hilarious to see this, because I know for a fact probably 70% of men out there cannot do anything or majority of the things that are being said in here.
how there's nothing that you say there that they can apply to anybody else. You're tying that compliment to you two as a pair, okay? If you as a pair are gone, that compliment is gone. If you say something like, oh my gosh, you're so smart, you're so cool, you're attractive, all that stuff can apply to other people, and that's not what we want. And since you can't go all in with the love bombing like that, something that's going to be super important here is physical love bombing, okay? Be physically all over them. Make them know without even saying to them how you feel about them, with consent, of course. Balance is the key part of this. Obviously, you can't make them feel too bad, but you also can't let them feel too good when you're not around. Now, this is called the crouching hyena because you're making fun of them, laughing, ha ha ha, hyena, but you're also being subtle about it, okay? So you're crouching. Now, there's the standing hyena where you're really in their face about it. They know what's happening, but they're kind of just a glutton for punishment. So that one's less reliable and a bit more immoral. So I don't know if you want to do that.
How to manipulate women. Now, look, fellas, there's only 3 steps that I'm ready to give y'all right now. So I'm going to need you to lock in real quick. Starting with number 1, fake your personality. It sounds crazy, but it is what it is. I'm not even going to lie to you. All you got to do, right, is just ask her what's her type. Ask her what her ex was like. Because 9 times out of 10, right, she stayed with him. Think about
city
that for
boys.
a second, right? If
City
you was shooting from the
boys.
3 and his success rate was 98%, right, would you change your jumper or would you keep it the same? Keep it the same, fellas. Do not be trying to change it up at all. 2, make plans with her. Now, when you make plans with her, I ain't talking about just doing the old ordinary thing, right? When you hang out with her, only hang out with her for a short amount of time, right? I'm talking about you with her for a smooth 30 minutes, kicking it, good vibes, and then boom, you get a call and say, it's business, you gotta go handle it, right? So now she gonna get this idea that you this busy man and that your time is valuable. So at that point, you can't.
Or just be busy and valuable. Keep yourself busy, keep making money, keep doing the things that you're doing, and go on your purpose. And you will be busy.
Waste no time. Don't be one of them guys that just stay OD long, though. Nah. Let her enjoy the moment. So then the next moment, she's gonna cherish it more. 3, always claim perfection. There's no room for errors, I'm telling you, fellas. Always be viewed as that husband type of guy, right?
Oh, okay.
Even if you're not. And look. Never compliment her too much. You're gonna be just like every other guy that's blowing up her phone. We is not that. I'm telling you that now. Keep it at a bare minimum, right? If you're bulls.
She even said it, girl. All the guys that blow up your phone, that give you compliments. Yeah, none of those guys are doing the things that these guys are talking about. But yet, you guys still want to put that on all men, or most men see you as prey.
Always congratulated you on when you worked. You wouldn't be working as hard. You gonna take it.
Yeah, her reactions look so fake with her. Like, what the hell is she doing?
Granted, this game right here, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like this video and follow me for more advice.
So, Bougies, we've come to the end of this amazing video. I hope you guys love this video and I hope you guys learned something from this video. To be honest, this video has definitely been an eye-opener to me. It has just increased my trust issues to 1,000%. Because
yeah, stop going for the Ray-Rays and the Pookies, the men that have the ability to do this. Maybe go after a nice guy that compliments you, that takes care of you, that is willing to do things for you, instead of those guys. It seems like your track record is mostly those guys. That's why you made this video of all of those guys talking about the same things that they did to you. Guess what? There's good men out there that don't do this. Stop it. Whew, that was some delusional chow. And the city boys just being city boys. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.